Alex Bors spends his days in Albany, writing state bills in a chamber that rarely makes national headlines. He is a member of the New York State Assembly, representing a district in Manhattan. In the summer of 2026, he set his sights on a larger stage, the U.S. House of Representatives, running in the Democratic primary for New York's 12th district. Shortly after he entered the race, a super PAC unleashed over $8 million to stop him. Every dollar of that PAC's opposition budget this entire cycle is concentrated on this one primary. They aren't funding a slate of candidates or a national platform. They are funding the defeat of Bors. This money comes from Leading the Future, an organization funded by the world's largest AI venture firms and the president of OpenAI. This raises a question about the current state of tech power. Why is the global AI industry spending millions to defeat a single state legislator? The financial pressure began only after Bors authored a specific piece of legislation in December 2025. That law is the RAISE Act, signed by Governor Kathy Hochul. It moved the regulatory burden away from the people using AI and placed it directly on the companies building the models. The RAISE Act ignores revenue or employee count. Instead, it measures the physical scale of the technology itself. Any model trained with more than 10 to the 26th floating point operations and costing more than $100 million in compute triggers the law's requirements. Even distilled versions of these models are caught if they cost more than $5 million to build. Once a model crosses these lines, developers must publish safety and security protocols that are detailed enough for an outside party to replicate the tests. Most importantly, the law forces companies to report any safety incident within 72 hours of it occurring. These are hard mathematical triggers, which stand in contrast to the current landscape of federal regulation. Major federal bills, like the GUARD Act, sponsored by Senator Josh Hawley, rely on conduct standards like reasonable efforts. Companies only have to prove they tried to be safe, not that they succeeded. Furthermore, these federal bills carry no dedicated funding for enforcement. They exist as mandates without the resources to see them through. The RAISE Act is a threat to the status quo because it trades vague federal promises for strict, quantifiable legal exposure. Bors wrote the RAISE Act while he was still focused on local Albany politics, well before his congressional run. The $8 million in opposition spending arrived only after he sought a seat in Washington. If Bors wins, he brings a tested model for compute threshold regulation into the chamber that decides national law. For the AI industry, the danger is that New York's strict 2027 rules will become the baseline floor for the entire country. Venture capital is using the Think Big super PAC to price corporate risk. $8 million is the current market price for attempting to stop a state-level testing regime before it can be replicated at the federal level. The industry is shifting the contest over AI safety from theoretical hearings into the primary elections, using financial weight to remove a regulator who knows how to write enforceable technical code.